So, pole position, and therefore taking yet another bonus point. That's the second pole position in 2 weeks. Is, of course, our championship leader in Ryan Beale, with a quite impressive time, actually. He was the only driver to make it into the 52s in qualifying, which was a dry qualifying, by the way. But it was a 152.925 for him, and alongside him, making his first appearance in A-Lobby, like mentioned, is Dan Dryden with a 153.126. Right behind them is Joe Turnell and Liam Ferguson. That is 4th and 3rd in the championship. And then the row behind them is the Echo pair of Cian Walsh and Sam Creek. In 7th and 8th is Phil Garside and Jason Sherlock. Not the greatest qualifying for Sherlock, down in 8th. I don't think he'll be too happy with that, but in qualifying he did struggle to put a lap together, and actually it was one of his last qualifying laps that managed to put him up there. So he did the job when it was needed, and I don't think he's going to be too disappointed with that. The row behind them is, of course, into the Astra Alpa Turk, and alongside him is Asa Beebe, who is a substitute this week for Chris Peake, who we wouldn't have seen last week because he was in B and C lobby, I believe, last week. So he's stepping in this week, and a good qualifying for him, up in 10th place as well. The row behind them is Scott Morgan, and newcomer to the championship this season in Kevin Keenan. Behind them is Mark Guest and Michael Dessy. Then it is Robin Walters, Alex Ellis, Owen Good, Ben Southwood, Martin Johnson, and bringing up the rear is Jeremy Bouniez. Is that right? Bouniez? Bounier?
Bounier.
Bounier.
The Z
get rid of the Z.
silent.
Don't say the Z. I'll get there. So, yeah, as you can see, making their way around the track, being led around by Ryan Beale, who I think, anyone who is in the know in Forza knows he's an extremely quick touring car driver, and he's taken the championship by storm so far in that first week with some extremely good results. He came away with I think it was constant podiums, wasn't it? It was a win in race 1, a win in race 2, and a 3rd place in race 3. So of course does find himself at the top of the standings with 440 points, and second behind him is his teammate Jason Sherlock on 427.
Just had a quick look through, Steve.
Go for it.
Unfortunately, I've got some bad news. You can't see what tyres the guys have selected.
That's fair enough. That is understandable. Worth the shot. I'm interested to see whether there's an issue. I'm just noticing Aidan Brown just on this, showing himself down in 21st on the grid at the moment, when he should be in 20th. Just Liam Ferguson, you can see, just making his way up through the pile. Obviously, being the lobby host this week, he had to make sure that everyone's in the right spot. So he's just going to slot himself into 4th place, which is weird seeing him in 4th. But I think with how competitive this season is, I don't think it's something we're going to not get used to seeing. I think it's not going to be the seasons of him running away with it every single week, I think. See that cars just getting themselves lined up on the grid. So with no grid markings here, they're going to have to make sure they put themselves in the right spot. Dan Dryden, though, I have to say again, it's a really good qualifying from him. Keep an eye on his start in that. I think he's one of the only ones using I think he's in the Elantra, isn't he, Dan Dryden?
He is. He's a privateer as well, so he's also the pole in the privateer class.
That's good for him then. That's some good haul of points if he can get away with it. Get away with how he is looking at the moment. I think the last few are just getting into position. Could be
I think a key thing to try and understand which ones may be on the slicks and which may be on the wets. See who slides the most.
Yes, I think one thing that we noticed last week was Sherlock did seem to have under braking, his rear end was stepping out a little bit, so it could be interesting to see whether he's got the similar problem this time around, which might be even more dangerous in the wet. But here we go, they are off, and it is a good start. It looks like from Ryan Beale, he's managed to cut across ahead of Dryden immediately. Behind them you can see Ferguson, and they're 3 wide as one comes down the inside. I think that's Cian Walsh who looked to go up the inside of the 3, but good start there from Ryan Beale. He's looking to get away early as he's going up the hill for turn 2 and turn 3. There's 3 wide behind them. I think that's Ferguson in the middle of that one. Let's get to that now. He's got that inside line, which is going to become the outside line. He's alongside with Cian Walsh right now. Looks to be safe behind them though.
Got another 3 wide towards the back here as well.
Looks like they've all made it through as they make their way to the bus stop for the first time. Oh, they're going to stay too wide through there. That's brave. I think they've all managed to actually make it through. No, there's one in the background going off. I think that was one of the Echo Motorsport cars.
Oh, you got a car in the wall. There's a car in the wall.
That's two in the wall. That's two. So I think one of those that we saw spun around was Sam Creek, but I also think, just looking at the ticker on the left-hand side, I think that's Owen Good. That was off as well. Oh, that's not great for him. So we see him just on the outside. Oh, that's not great for him. I wonder if you
damage on that car.
Oh, further round though. Kevin Keenan's
another car that's...
Yeah, it's Kevin Keenan, but we'll go back towards the front now. Let's see if there's been any movement around there. So off the front, you can see that it's Ryan Beale, followed by Dan Dryden, Liam Ferguson, Cian Walsh. That is your top four. Fifth place at the moment.
I'm keeping an eye back here, Steve. Still haven't got good moving.
That's probably not great for Owen Good. Found himself on the wall.
Unless he's disconnected and I can still see him, but he is sitting stationary at the minute.
That's probably not great for him, but you can see all the cars look they made their way through that left-hander. It's made their way into the final corner to finish lap one. That's not great for Good.
Oh, there's my screen there, and there's a retirement. Oh, and I think this is a lobby restart potentially.
Oh, something has happened. Yeah, I think you are right.
I think this is a lobby restart, looking at this. I think this is going to be a race restart.
Yep, I think you are right. All right then. Okay. It's Ryan Beale. Gonna have to do that all again. God, interesting start then from everyone. Be interested to see what the cause of the restart is, whether there's some sort of problem in the lobby and that's what's brought that about.
Yeah, because they'd complete their first lap?
Hadn't managed to complete the first lap, but that shouldn't have been a problem. The race did get started, so I wonder if something is something's happened in the settings.
Too many damaged cars, maybe, or there's definitely one damaged car, obviously with Good's car.
Yeah, I mean you normally see a safety car in that kind of incident. So I wonder if there was an actual problem with the lobby, and that's what's happened. But take a breath. It's going to be going to have to restart that one. Let's see if we can find out what's happened in there. But
I'll let you use your advanced powers for that one.
See if I can find out. But looks like they're all getting ready to go again. The way that a few of them did quit out, it does strike me as if there was some sort of problem with that lobby. Just waiting on Dan Dryden to get himself ready. I think the one that's going to breathe a sigh of relief from that one, though, is definitely going to be Owen Good, who, as you say, found himself on the wall.
Sam Creek as well was also involved.
Yeah, Sam Creek managed to get himself going again. I did see him just at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if anyone else would have called it, but saw him quickly rotating, going backwards into that wall. Welcome to the chat, Brayley. OMA is back. My Monday rum nights have just become more enjoyable. Good to hear. So then, take two of race one. Do we think it's going to be a similar start for everyone this time round then, Connor?
Everyone's had a feel for it, the first actual start last time. Obviously it didn't count for anything. You know, in theory it's not counted for anything because no points are going to get awarded for it, but it's given them an opportunity under racing conditions to see what the track is like.
Yep. No, completely agree. I think it's going to be one of those. It'll be interesting to see if... camera sorted out because it doesn't like to say if I had. I think it'd be interesting to see whether Dan Dryden does anything different this time round, because Ryan Beale definitely got the jump on him on that start and you know, disappeared quite quickly, and Dryden didn't really look like he was going to have anything, didn't look like he was going to put him under pressure for that first lap. He may have got himself back into it, but that, you know, first corner Beale just cut across and it was his. So intriguing to see whether something different happens this time around. obviously wait and see. Like you say, they've got a feel for each other now, they've got a feel for the conditions. See if there's a different outcome in the bus stop as well this time round. I think one person will definitely hope for a different outcome will of course be Owen Good.
There's definitely going to be people that are going to be thankful for that restart. We obviously had one car that obviously ended up in the wall quite heavily damaged. We had two spinning cars as well. So there's going to be some people that are going to be thankful for this restart. There's definitely going to be people who are sitting there going, I'd wish you'd kept going.
Yes, those that kind of made the most of the incidents around him. Obviously, you know, those that were out of that one of Owen Good in 16th. Sorry, not 16th. He will be 17th by the end of this, because Liam Ferguson has to get himself back into position. Sam Creek would have been 6th, and Kevin Keenan would have been 12th. So those behind them, there's some free positions they would have gained there. But like you say, they've got the restart going. Definitely some good luck and good fortune for some of those further back, but hey, I think they'll take that.
It's part and parcel of racing, that's why we love it so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, as you can see though, yet again, Ryan Beale just leading them round on this warm-up lap. I think Ryan Beale, he's going to just try and do the exact same thing again. I don't think there's anything he needs to do differently this time round. Just get the good start, cut across early, just and look to control this one from the front like he did at race 1 and, you know, at periods of race 2 as well, last time round. As we have...
Oh, Steve, we've got a car that's gone off.
We do. Sam Creek's found himself spun on the warm-up lap. It's not a great sign. I think he's managing to get himself back into the grid though, so I'm sure he'll soon put himself back in position.
I mean, technically, Steve, would you not say because the whole grid has overtaken him, he should be starting at the back?
Luckily for him, that's not a rule that's been put in place. So
I'm taking too much real world sort of things here.
Yeah, otherwise you would have found yourself in the back of the grid quite a lot of times in past seasons.
To be fair, I always got the car going before everyone had passed me.
I think most people stopped behind you. It was part of your saving grace, to be honest.
I think part of the problem was also I wasn't spinning in one place. I was going all over the place.
Valid.
So people had no choice to stop.
That is also very true. But yeah, Sam Creek, though, as you can see, has taken his position back in 6th place, just next to his teammate. But look at Dan Dryden, though. Look at the angle he's taking. He's pointing right, I think, at Ryan Beale, as they're looking like they're getting ready to go. And we're off for race 1 of the night. Yet again, Ryan Beale gets a great start, cuts across. I think behind them, I think there was a good start from Phil Garside as well. Looks to be getting himself between 2 of the Echo cars. Jason Sherlock got a good start to begin with, but I think he might have been hung out to dry on the outside of the track, though. You can see front, though. Ryan Beale getting away well. Behind them, Ferguson and Joe Turnell side by side, and behind them it's Walsh and Garside side by side. Let's get a view on those two. Oh, look at them all bunched up there in that mid-pack. They're going to have to be careful as they make the way into the bus stop she came for the first time. They make the way down the straight.
I think they've realised they've used the one long restart, haven't they?
That's exactly it. Yeah, there's no going to be a little bit wide there from Dryden and from Ferguson as well. They could find them both under pressure from Joe Turner, but that line looks like it's been cut off. I think they've all made it through this time round.
Yes, everyone's through.
Everyone's through. That's good to see. Any big movers so far? I think they've going to have to wait and see actually. This first lap at Watkins Glen is always a chaotic start, but it's quite a big bunching of the grid further back. Gets down around 12th place as you see Robin Walters and Alex Ellis having a battle. Some battling with Asa Beebe and Owen Good, who finds himself in 14th. At the back now is Martin Johnson, who finds himself behind Bunier. As you can see, Dryden is just holding up Ferguson a little bit here, who's under a lot of pressure from 2 Echo Motorsport cars behind him. Up at the front note, with about half a second gap already, it does look to be Ryan Beale That gap is going to close quite considerably as they make their way down the straights. Oh, a little bit of contact in the back. That was one of the HYR cars, I think. That might have been Scott Morgan with a tap on the wall on the outside, but I think he's managed to keep that one going perfectly fine and not lose anything out, but that could have been worse. You can see there's some taps on the outside wall there as cars are pushing hard. I think Dan Dryden might have been one of those to make the contact, and he's got Ferguson looking to make a move at the inside. Bit of contact, no, side by side between the pair of them into turn 1. And behind them the Echo Motorsport cars side by side as well. Giving each other good room here. Ferguson's got the inside line as they make their way up the hill, but going to have the outside for turn 3, and then the inside again for 4. Oh, a little side-by-side contact there. I don't think they're going to like that.
A little bit sideways towards the back. I think that's Ben Southwood just got very sideways towards the back, and that's cost him momentum onto the straight.
Yeah, you can see that on the map there. As Dan Dryden just slots in behind Ferguson. Ferguson now puts himself safely into second place and is now going to try and hunt down his, one of his championship rivals up ahead of him. The current leader, as Dryden just goes a little bit wide there through the right-hander. It looks like he's managed to hold on to that place, as you can see Keane Walsh and Joe Turnell behind looking to try and make that position. I think Walsh actually might have got a run. Oh, Dryden into the wall in the background. And that's 2 places gained, or 2 places lost, sorry, for Dryden there, as Walsh and Turnell make their way into 3rd and 4th.
While this was happening, Steve, towards the back, Martin Johnson through the chicane, slid out wide. He's lost a lot of positions. He's at the back of the field now, and he's got a fair gap before he gets onto the back onto the train.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He looks like he's got about a 3-second difference now between him and the back of what is this quite large pack, still going back from around 11th place, the 10th to 11th is a bit of a gap. But up at the front you can see that Ryan Beale up in first place is just starting to try and create a gap, and I think that's why you can see these 3 of Ferguson, Walsh and Turnell trying to get that, get ahead quick and try and gain that position back. Fergus just hit wall. I think he might have made a slight tap on the outside there, Clarkson. Good spot. I think he's managed to keep his momentum going. It's not going to be too much of a problem, but you can see, look at how close Walsh is to the back of Ferguson now. These 3 have got to be careful. Up the hill we go. So further back, there's a nice battle going on for around 14th place, as side by side goes one of the HYR cars and the CQR.
CQR's Robin Walters, this one, I believe.
Yeah, Robin Walters with Owen Good, who's definitely one of the beneficiaries of this of the second attempt at race 1. At the front, I think everyone is making it through the bus stop chicane safely. A few cars bravely trying to stick it out side by side, but it looks like they kind of slot themselves into position rather quickly, as Keane Walsh has taken second place. He's taken second place off Liam Ferguson. That might have moved down into the bus stop chicane, but here he is. Walsh now finds himself leading the charge to chase back after Ryan Beale. Beale will not hate this happening behind him at all.
No, this is exactly what he's going to be wanting. He's going to be wanting the guys behind to be occupied, fighting among themselves, slowing themselves up. Meanwhile, he can just focus on what he needs to do, get that gap going. The one thing he's not going to want is a safety car.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think looking at the gap towards the back, you can see that Martin Johnson has closed up now by almost 2 seconds to Ben Southwood. So he's getting to the back of that one perfectly fine. In fact, I think Alex Ellis in 18th is just starting to fall back from Aidan Brown in 17th, but otherwise I think this is the main thing right now, is this battle up at the front. So you can see the top 6 are separating themselves, excuse me, hiccups, separating themselves from Phil Garside, who's leading the kind of second little pack of 4 there, as you can see on the map, but Walsh is the one that's leading this chase back after Ryan Beale up in first place, as we're halfway through the race already, as we're entering lap 5 of 11. Moves being made further down. I think there's a Alper Turk in 10th place, looking like he's under a bit of pressure from Michael Desi. These 2 found themselves in the podium spots and battling for the win last week, and I don't think they'll be too happy we sat battling for 10th and 11th, but it's a long season. This could just be, a one-off for them.
The other thing to bear in mind with this, in particular with Alper Turk, is obviously last week he was in the Honda, this week he's in the Vauxhall, so they're going to handle very differently, and I think that's Oh, good covering off there.
Oh, Dan Dryden's made a mistake in the background. Dan Dryden's made a mistake. I think he's managed to keep himself out of the wall. He went really wide through the bus stop chicane on the exit.
He's kept himself out the wall, no damage, but yeah, it's lost a position.
Lost himself down to 6th place. Meanwhile, 7th place now is kind of the cork of Phil Garside has slightly been, moved out of the way as Jason Sherlock finds himself in 7th place now, and he's going to look to try and chase down this pack of 6 in front of him as Beale finds himself under a bit of pressure now from 2nd and 3rd place. Cian Walsh has got himself to the back.
Dryden's gone wide again. He ran over the grass, and I'm just watching him. He's looking like he's sliding a bit. I'm starting to wonder, do you reckon he's gambled maybe on slicks?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't like to be the one to make that guess. That'll probably be something we'll find out afterwards, unfortunately. But I mean, if he has, it's a brave move. Unless he could have tuned for the wet, for obviously the dry qualifying, and now he finds himself in a wet race. He's not quite got the grip that he hoped for, because he did put a stunning lap in for the qualifying position in 2nd place. I mean, 6th place at the moment is not a poor showing at all, but I mean, there's a number of factors it could be. But here we are though, entering lap 6. Ryan Beale still in 1st place. Cian Walsh sat behind him as this little bit of a tap on the back of him there, I think, as Walsh got close into the braking zone. As now see Garside has done the ticker, just loses a place there to Alpha Turks, and that's Turk now up to 8th place. You can see though, Jason Sherlock, who finds himself in 7th, is a 2nd and a bit back from Dryden, and Alpha Turk, who's just nicked 8th place from Garside, is also a 2nd and a bit back. So Garside is definitely just holding up.
Got a good battle here, Steve. Got a good battle, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th, heading into the chicane.
Let's quickly switch over to that one then. Yes, we do, as we look, and that was Mark Guest making the move.
Bit of a slide from Phil
Garside.
No, it's not Garside, sorry. That's the Focus, isn't it? That was the Focus that I saw sliding through there.
Is it the IKEA Focus of Mark Guest just getting the position through?
So yes, that was the one, but Phil Garside behind's under a lot of pressure. Yeah,
Garside looks like he's just struggling a little bit at this halfway point. He's finding himself just constantly getting hung out to dry a little bit by the, excuse the pun obviously whilst we're in the wet, whilst we're, he's finding himself under some pressure as one car's overtaken. It's almost just creating a cascade of positions being lost for him, but he's managing to hold it in there at the moment. Meanwhile, this battle at the front, the top 4 have seemed to separate themselves from Sam Creek in 5th and Dan Dryden in 6th, who's now under a bit of pressure from Jason Sherlock, but not enough to be a problem yet. Meanwhile, this front 4 though are all over themselves at the moment, all over each other, not themselves. And at the front though, you can see it is still Ryan Beale. Looks like he's gone a little bit wide though into the.
Oh, there's a car in the wall in the background, Steve. Car in the wall in the back.
I think that's Asa Beebe looking at the ticker on the left hand side. However, there is a change of leader as Cian Walsh has taken the chance as Beale went wide, found himself now in 1st place, and Beale is going to look to try and get this back as quickly as possible. Asa Beebe managed to get himself going. I think he's still on the road. So that's something. Oh, Ryan Beale coming up the hill. Is he going to make a move on Cian Walsh through the left-right S's? I think he has, and Liam Ferguson's just tucked in behind the pair of these, waiting for his opportunity as well.
Oh, that's a bit of panel rubbing between them. They're looking for 3 wide here.
Surely Liam Ferguson isn't going to be brave enough to try and make this into the bus stop. They're going to go side by side. Who's going to back out between these two? It's that little bit bump draft. I think Walsh is... Oh, the bravery of Walsh under the brakes. Takes that one back. Big slide, though. That's going to put him under pressure into the right-hander. Beale's got enough pressure going on behind him as well. I think
look who's joining in on this battle now.
Yeah, Joe Turnell. He's been waiting. Sat there in 4th place. The more these guys carry on, the more it's going to bring him into the equation. A little bit wide there from Beale again, and Ferguson's looking to make a move on him. I think he's not quite got it as he goes for a quick switch to the right hand side. He's going to get him under braking. No, he does not. Beale's gone wide again. Ferguson has now, over the timing, just kind of got 2nd place.
We've not mentioned it, Steve. Obviously, race 1, we've got the relegation zone, and currently looking at
Joe Turnell's taken second place, and the two behind him are scrapping away, trying to keep hold of the podium spot. Ferguson's going to have to concede that one to Beale. Behind them, you can see Sam Creek getting himself involved as well. He's got a podium in his eyes. Who's going behind that? As you can see, Dan Dryden battling away in 15th place.
he's having a real side-by-side battle here. That Honda of Aidan Brown, and now they're going to be under pressure here because
Alex Ellis going to try and make a double overtake into turn 1. Surely he's not going to be brave enough on the brakes to take 2 in 1. Looks like he might. Great move, Alex Ellis, taking 15th place. He was 17th going into that lap.
Dryden's going back up the inside of Aidan Brown though.
This is exactly what Ellis want, though. The two behind him battling away. Meanwhile, have to keep an eye on the battle of the front, because it does look like Ryan Bill has nicked second place back off of Joe Turnell. You can see Keelan Walsh getting away in first place and is trying to... He doesn't want that win to escape him, but right now this battle going on for second is not ideal for any of these three.
Steve, I've got some news. Dryden has engine damage.
So that's possibly what's happened on the straight then, is he made a mistake on his gear shift possibly. Sorry, just noticed Sam Creek putting himself into 4th place. He wants a piece of this action. Tucking in behind Liam Ferguson now as Ryan Bill finds himself in 5th. Beast top 5 battling away, well, let's say 2nd to 5th, as Keelan Walsh has managed to eke out a 2-second gap now to 2nd place. Alper Turk sat in 6th, is hoping to catch up
now, really, isn't it?
It has been a little bit, yeah. He managed to get past the battle for 7th and now finds himself in a bit of trouble, or a bit of a lonely one, as you say. Further back there, you can see Dan Dryden with that damage has found himself now in 17th, so as it stands, he would drop down to B lobby.
He started on the front row, and as it stands, yeah, he is looking at retirement. I think have we just had a car pause back there? Yes, we have. Aidan Brown's paused. Has he had a controller disconnect, maybe?
You can see he's going so slowly. Let's
he's disconnected.
He's gone. Aidan Brown. That's a huge... As we have a black screen, because I tried to switch to him.
That, though, temporarily means that Dryden is staying up as it stands. He's gone back into the promotion spot, or the safety spots, effectively.
Yeah, sitting himself in 16th place, which is the safe spot. So, have to keep an eye on that. As Alper Turk is looking like he's just about to get onto this pack of 4. So we're on the penultimate lap now. Keelan Walsh up in 1st place. This battle going on for 2nd place between Joe Turnell, Liam Ferguson, Sam Creek, Ryan Beale. 6th place Alper Turk trying to get involved, but he's not quite there. As you can see at the back, just on the ticker, you see the change for between 16th and 17th as Dan Dryden and Jeremy Bounier battling away, trying to stay in A lobby. Haven't had much to speak about this kind of back of the pack to the mid-pack fight, as this scrap for 2nd place has gone on all race long. Well, slight mistake there for a second from Turnell. Ferguson looked to have a look at the inside, wasn't quite there. Really impressed by this drive from
keeping an eye on this battle at the back here, Steve. This is a good battle for the final spot. Dryden is giving it everything he has got, but that engine damage, I think this is the moment. Bounier looks like he's up the inside here.
Yeah, Bounier, look. Oh, he touches the grass and the braking. He doesn't want to do that. He could be under pressure now from Ben Southwood. Southwood alongside him, but surely he's not going to try and go around the outside into this left-hander.
The battle of two Hyundais, the Veloster and the Elantra.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for Dan Dryden. He's had such a good qualifying. But as you say, something's happened to him in the race. He's got some engine damage now, and it's just causing him some trouble. But up at the front though, as we enter the final lap, still up in front, Keon Walsh, second place, Joe Turnell, third, Liam Ferguson, fourth, Sam Creek, fifth is Ryan Beale, then it is Alper Turk, Mark Guest, Phil Garside, Michael Dessy and Scott Morgan in 10th. See 11th place, Jason Sherlock is not going to like that at all, being second in the championship. Keon Walsh though, looks like he's got this one in the bag as we go down towards the bus stop chicane. Liam Ferguson's got a good run on Joe Turnell's, looking to make the inside line, take that position into the bus stop. No, Turnell's going to nick it straight back under braking. Great from Turnell there. A little bit of contact I think as Ferguson just tapped the back of him, but they've managed to keep that one going. Look at these four, they're nose to tail going through the downhill right. Into the left. Joe Turnell's doing such a good job here to keep hold of second place. See Ryan Beale, he's trying to find space to make more positions, but it's just not there for him. He's going so defensive to that inside line as Joe Turnell. Liam Ferguson for a second looked like he was going to try and go around the outside. He's going to beat him under brakes. I don't think he is. Is he possibly going to go for a switchback? No, he's going to try and hang it around. He's going to have the inside line for the left-hander if he can hold it here. Liam Ferguson, surely he's going to look to take this one into the final couple corners. Turnell though, going to try and stick it out around the outside. He's going to get close to that wall here possibly. No, Liam Ferguson losing plenty of space. Ferguson has got that position. Turnell's going to possibly have to second for third place. He's going to switch him back into the final corner. Round the outside he comes. Oh, a little bit of contact. That's Sam Creek up the inside. Sam Creek's going to nick second place off, and Brian Beale's going to take third place, possibly onto fourth. Keon Walsh takes the win. Sam Creek is going to make an echo sneak 1-2, and I think Liam Ferguson takes third place. Ryan Beale takes fourth. Fifth for Joe Turnell. Sixth goes to Alper Turk. Further back, it is seventh for Mark Guest. Eighth Phil Garside. Ninth for Michael Dessy. 10th in the end for Jason Sherlock. What a final corner. So confirmation of the finishing results then, as mentioned, that top 10. Whoa. That final corner, Sam Creek had waited and waited for his moment, and he just watched the pair of Ferguson and Turnell just start crossing against each other, and there was his chance, and he nicked second place, and the Echo Smeek pair, first and second for them. Great result for the two of them.
It's an Astra 1, 2, 3. It's definitely a track which looks like it suits the Vauxhall, and on a personal note, I am quite happy with that, as I personally own one of these Astras this shape, just not touring car spec. So it's good to see my car doing well.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You're a Vauxhall man as well, Steve.
I drive one. It doesn't mean that I'll always support them.